it's Sheena from Teton Raptor Center, and I'm here to give you all this week's patient update. First, we're going to kick things off with a release, and then we'll jump into our current patients. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's the amazing release of Northern Saw-Whet Owl 714 back out into Idaho after he broke his femur. First up for our current patients that we are treating in our rehab hospital is Great Horned Owl 107. This bird came from Jackson, Wyoming, and is dealing with a metacarpus fracture in his right wing and also some emaciation. So right now this wing is pretty bruised up, but luckily we don't need to intervene surgically. You can see the bruises here and some soft tissue wounds, and this bird is also being treated with cold laser therapy. Next up is everyone's favorite. This is Great Gray 10-5. This bird came in from Idaho due to barbed wire entanglement. And as far as barbed wire injuries go, this is actually the best one I've probably ever seen in a bird. So the prognosis is looking good so far, but we still are at risk for potential infection and all sorts of other things like that. So we're not out of the woods, but he is being cared for in the ICU and is on several different pain medications, antibiotics, fluids, all the works for this guy. Last but not least this week is Bald Eagle 10-4, and this bird was actually first picked up and moved directly into our quarantine zone because we were worried that this was a patient exhibiting symptoms that are linked to highly pathogenic avian influenza, also known as bird flu. Bird flu is super contagious. There's no cure for it. There's no vaccine. It leads to sudden death within about 24 to 48 hours in raptors. Luckily, that was not the case with this bird, and he did end up testing negative for bird flu. So we were able to move him out of the quarantine zone and into the ICU in our clinic. We picked up this bird in an area where there was another dead bald eagle who ended up testing positive for some rodenticides. And oftentimes rodenticides can cause neurological symptoms that are similar to what you would find in a bird that has bird flu. So we were glad that we were really cautious, but we are actively treating this bird for potential rodenticide, and this bird will receive supportive care in the ICU while he is recovering. All right, that's all we've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed learning more about our birds. Remember that if you want to do your part to help keep wild birds wild, you can check out our website at tetonraptorcenter.org and make a donation.